Okay. All right. December 11th team call on finishing strong. We are now just about halfway through the month of December, which is crazy to me. So we're going to talk a little bit about strategies for finishing this month really strong and going right into the new year really strong as well. But first, I want to congratulate everybody that's on the Success Club board for December. Sorry, Christina, if you're watching this, my spell check hates your name and it won't make the little red lines go away no matter what. So, sorry. I like your name, though, and I like how it's spelled, so just ignore my spell check. Okay, so we had a bunch of people on the board when I went and checked this morning, which made me really excited because last week we didn't really have anybody on the board, so that means you guys were doing some good stuff this week, and I wanted to give you guys who are maybe not yet on the Success, nobody on our team has hit Success Club this month, including me, so hopefully that encourages everybody else out there who feels like they're struggling. In our accountability group, we have so many people who are actively checking in every day, sharing their invites. And I know that that can start to get a little tedious when you feel like you're inviting people and it's not turning into anything. Let me just give you a little bit of encouragement. This is the hardest month of the year for hitting Success Club. So all of that inviting, it's going to pay off. It's going to be seeds that you're planting. This is definitely the hardest time. This last, 2 weeks right after Thanksgiving and right before Christmas, this is really difficult because nobody is thinking about losing weight. Everybody has that I'll just do it later mentality right now, so it's hard. But in one of the mastermind groups I was in, I thought this was really interesting. A couple of the coaches who've been doing this for a couple of years now went back and they looked at their December sales from last year just to see how December was for them, and not anyone had hit Success Club before Christmas last year. So if you're not there yet, be encouraged. Even the top coaches this year had that same struggle last year. Morgan Rieger hadn't hit Success Club by Christmas, and you guys know that she is like a Success Club dynamo. So for a lot of people, it was planting all the seeds now, staying in contact with people now, and then after the holidays, once everybody started promoting their first January group, everybody kind of jumped on. So that's why it's so, so, so important to stay in it in the month of December, not just, take this time off and kind of be hiding and not really posting as much, because when everybody flips gears, right after Christmas, when all of a sudden 2 days after Christmas, they're packing away all of the stuff and they have Christmas cookie remorse and they're starting to think about their New Year's resolutions, you want to be on their mind as someone who's inspiring, who they want to reach out to. So don't be discouraged if you haven't hit it yet. If you're not even on the board yet, that's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I know that it's going to pay off later this month. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about strategies for the month of December. This is straight from Lindsay's call, so if you listened to it, you probably heard her talk about this, but she researched what the top 10 most common New Year's resolutions were, and this is what they were. To get organized, how many of us have that one on our list? To help others, to learn something new, to get out of debt, to spend more time with your family, to enjoy your life more, to quit drinking, to quit smoking, to lose weight, and to exercise more. Probably most of you guys have heard these from friends and family. You guys have probably, just like I have, set these as resolutions for ourselves in the past. So what we're going to be doing for the rest of this month is being solution givers. So these are going to be the problems that people have that they're trying to solve in their New Year's resolutions. And we are going to be looking to give solutions to these. So let's look at some of these and let's think, is this something that Beachbody can help with? Helping others. Is this something that Beachbody or Beachbody coaching can help with? The coaching opportunity? Absolutely. If this is somebody's New Year's resolution, then coaching can be a great outlet for them to be able to help others and feel like they're contributing and feel like they're having a positive impact. Learning something new? Same thing. Getting out of debt? Just absolutely, again, this is a great time for you guys to be sharing your own stories about, the financial victories that you've had coaching. And I don't want you guys to ever think that one is too small. If you were able to pay for your Shakeology, that for a lot of people is a huge thing. That's enough to make them get really excited. So don't ever feel like, oh, I'm not making $1 million, so I can't celebrate this success, because you absolutely can. Losing weight, quitting smoking, exercising, quitting drinking, getting healthier in general, enjoying life more family time. All of these things are things that we can help be solution givers for by sharing inspiring things of how we have done this, how our challengers have done this, or maybe our tips for that. So that by the time the New Year's comes, people have already been seeing you giving them helpful advice. So your job for the month of December is to share your passion and solutions, not necessarily to be a strategic salesman. Right now, everywhere on the TV, in the commercials, on the radio is sale, 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 sale. All the retailers are in sale mode because this is where they make the majority of their profits of the year. Because think about it. Literally every single family is out buying stuff during this time of year, whereas during the rest of the year, it's not that way. So they're out there trying to sell, sell, sell. And the gyms, the weight loss programs, the memberships, they're already out there trying to get people's attention. And so they know that this is a critical time, just like we do, but everybody's already so inundated with these sales messages. How can we break through that noise and be inspiring solution givers, all of that great stuff, without being, you know, these kind of like sleazy salesmen that have like these pitches and these gimmicks and all that kind of stuff? Because I know that I don't want to be that way. I don't want to feel like that kind of person. I don't want my friends and family to feel like I'm that kind of person. I don't want the people that, you know, choose to follow me on Instagram or Facebook or my blog or wherever to feel like I'm that person. That's not me. So how I get around that, and how I think the number one best way to get around that as a coach, is to be sharing your own passion and your own solutions. So for me, Shakeology is a solution for enjoying my life more family time, because it is my healthiest meal of the day and it takes me 2 minutes to make it so that I can actually go enjoy my life, go spend time on stuff that's important to me. It also helps me to exercise. It helps me to lose weight. It helps me to be healthier in general. So that is a solution for me. Challenge groups have been a solution. Beachbody coaching has been a solution to getting out of debt, to helping others, all of that kind of stuff. And then even beyond that, if you want to share just stuff from your own personal life, how do you prioritize your family? I don't know if you guys have seen any of my posts about my like December list of things that I wanted to do with my family that I was making a priority this year. That's one way that I'm, you know, giving people solutions. I'm trying to make people feel like they can do it too. They can step away from all the craziness of the holiday season and they can say, I want to be intentional this year about spending time with the people that are important to me. I'm not going to let the holiday craziness suck me in, and I'm not going to get caught in this whole wheel, and then all of a sudden Christmas is over and I'm stressed out and broke and I didn't spend any fun quality time with my family or friends. That's not what I want to do. So that's another way that you can be sharing solutions. They don't have to be 100%, you know, Beachbody products. Getting organized. I know a lot of you guys are wives, moms, you guys run your households. How do you stay organized during the holiday time? What kind of tips do you have? Maybe you're doing Elf on the Shelf. Do you have any tips on, you know, fun ideas that aren't crazy technical, that won't take a million years, or recipes that are great, or just, you know, things that you do to stay on top of the craziness of December? All of those things can add value and be solutions for people. So I think they're all great things to start thinking about sharing. Okay, so this is the calendar for December. It's different looking than our normal ones because I did not make it. Miss Lindsay Matway made it for all of the Bombshell Dynasty, and I thought it was so good that I'm not going to try and outdo Matway. You know, if she makes something, it's always amazing. So we're going to go ahead and follow this one, the Bombshell Dynasty calendar this month. But I wanted to take a second to talk about it. If you want to hear Lindsay go in depth about this calendar and how you can utilize it to maximize your December, then listen to the recording of the Bombshell Dynasty team call from this week, this last Monday. She talks for like 10 minutes about this calendar. We're just going to go kind of quickly over it. So obviously, she was talking on Monday night, so this calendar started on that day, and we're already on Thursday, so we're missing a few days. But you can still utilize some of the strategies that she talked about. One of her biggest strategies that she talked about was going all in with your personal fitness in the month of December and making yourself accountable online. So what she had on Monday was make a post about restarting and share a goal. So her example was, you have enough time left between now and the rest of the year to do a full round of something like the 21-day fix. And you actually still do. If you start today, do a post and say, I'm committed to doing an entire round of the 21-day fix between now and New Year's. I'm going to start the new year with a head start on my resolutions. You totally still can do that. We still have enough time. So what she encouraged everybody to do was to basically do a before post as a coach and say, this is what I'm committed to. I want you guys to hold me accountable through the holidays. I'm going to be sharing as I go, and this is the goal that I have for it. And I thought that was a great idea because that is such a great way to inspire people between now and New Year's in the time that nobody is really thinking about that kind of stuff. Then on Tuesday, she had, on all the Tuesdays, she basically has themed it Transformation Tuesday, and you're going to be sharing little bits and pieces. So all of us have these really great backstories. We have this really great story about our why, our motivation, all that kind of stuff. But to try and tell our story all in one Facebook post would be way too hard. It would take way too much time, and we'd probably lose a lot of readers. So all through the month of December, she's challenging everybody to breadcrumb your story to your followers. So each week on different days, you're going to be sharing different aspects about your story and your why and your goals. And that way, between now and the end of the month, you've created this big picture of who you are as a coach, your own journey with Beachbody, your own results, your own success story. If you haven't reached your goal yet, just, your journey thus far. And, your why for coaching, what you want to be doing, why you're doing this, why you're passionate about that, all that kind of stuff. And I loved this idea. I thought it was such a great idea. So she had that on this last Tuesday, you were going to post about something that inspired you to start your journey. So this is something you could still do, tonight or tomorrow. And that could just be maybe like one of the examples she used was a holiday outfit that you wanted to wear on Christmas, or maybe a New Year's outfit that you wanted to wear that was kind of inspiring you to tone up through this last month of December, or maybe you've slacked off through November and Thanksgiving and you just want to kind of jumpstart everything so that you're starting New Year's already ahead of the game. And then the big one, which I thought was a brilliant idea, and some of you guys may have seen that I already did it, and some of our other coaches have done it, is to post about your first challenge group of 2015. So the TeamBTFP, calendar, if I had one, it would show that my first challenge group is starting on the 5th. That's the first Monday of January. But because we need a preseason week, preseason starts the 29th, which means that all my challengers have to be registered by the 29th. So if you do your challenge group that way in January, you're setting yourself up for Success Club in December, because everyone's going to need to be registered and need to order their challenge packs before the end of this month. And that gives you 2 days of wiggle room in case, you're still following up with people on Tuesday or Wednesday. So what she encouraged everybody to do, and I did it, and it worked fantastically. So nobody be afraid to do this, because so far everybody that I've seen doing this has had pretty good success, is to post about your challenge group and invite the people that are following you to join it. But here's what we're going to do different this time. Rather than asking people to message you right now or to get registered right now, all you're going to ask people to do is leave their name or email, or you can say, like or comment on this post, however, whatever call to action you want. And it's not going to be a sign up. You're not trying to get them to commit right now. All you're doing is gauging interest. You're going to create basically a wait list for your January group of people who you're going to contact the weekend after Christmas. You're going to follow up with them, and you're going to give them first priority to claim a spot in your January group. So that's what this is about. So this is a great way to kind of get a list of people who are interested but are maybe not quite ready to commit, or they don't know if financially they're going to be able to do it because they're trying to, save all their money for Christmas presents right now. Maybe they're going to get money for Christmas that they can use towards this. Whatever the case, all you're doing right now is just getting a list of names of people who are now giving you permission to reach out to them again later in the month to re-invite them into the challenge group. So you're basically just creating a massive contact list of people who you know are interested in your group. This is such a great thing because even if they don't sign up for that first group, odds are they'll probably still be interested and you'll still have, you know, an in to be able to talk to them about it for maybe your next group in January or maybe your February or March groups. And then throughout the rest of the month, she has these different kind of strategies. So on Thursdays, you're going to be doing Throwback Thursday, and you're going to be sharing different aspects of your story. So your throwback is going to be throwing back to a different section of your story, of your why. And so you're going to kind of be crafting in 4 parts your story through the month of December for your followers. On Mondays, you're going to be posting progress pics. So I know that this is going to be scary, but this is accountability. That's what we're about as coaches. And if we are not dedicated enough to our own progress and to being accountable, then how can we expect other people to be accountable as well? So when you commit, you know, to your goal for this month, maybe it's going to be to do a round of the 21-day fix. Maybe you have max 30 and you're going to do max 30 every day until New Year. You're going to post your own progress pictures every Monday and you're going to talk about your progress. And when you do that, you're going to also remind people of your challenge group that's coming up and of the registration deadline and take names for your waiting list. On Tuesdays, you're going to be talking Transformation Tuesdays. So you're going to talk about, next week you're going to talk about what's keeping you focused on your transformation during this holiday time when it's so hard for everybody else. Next week, you're going to shout out a teammate. So maybe someone else on our team, one of your challengers who's doing this too. Give them a shout out. Kind of send the love around. And then the last Tuesday of the month, you're going to be, again, talking about transformations and talking about your upcoming challenge group because that's pretty much going to be last call for challenge packs. Excuse me. And then you can go through the rest of this and see like the little ideas that she's had through here for different posts. I'm going to go ahead and export all of these slides to a PDF so you'll have a copy of this, but it's also in our TeamBTFP group. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have heard this saying, success leaves clues, but it's definitely a saying that a lot of coaches talk about. If you pay attention to the successful coaches in Beachbody, you'll find clues to the different things that successful coaches do that help them to keep that success and maintain that momentum. So I looked up a bunch of the top coaches right now, and I definitely noticed a clue about what everybody is doing. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but all of the top coaches and successful coaches right now, have you noticed? They're all sharing their own progress pictures of their own fitness journeys right now. All the coaches are doing it. If you go to Amy Silverman's page, she is max 30ing it up. Lindsay is talking about how she's been working so hard to be in the best shape of her life by 30. That's me in the middle. I've been trying to post workout pictures at least 3 times a week. That is Melanie Mitro on the bottom left. Her and her husband are doing max 30 together as a couple every day, and she's been posting all about it. That's Brigitte Linford in the bottom center, and she's been showing a bunch of workout and progress pictures, and that is Brittany Leggett on the bottom right, who has been doing the same thing. So if you start to kind of pay attention to the top coaches, if you start to follow people who you think are inspiring or who, you know, are at levels of success that you want to be at, pay attention to the common threads that you see happening across the board, because these are not just trends. These are habits that work. So all of these top coaches are doing it. Lindsay has encouraged all of us to do it. I think that it's pretty easy to see that in December, going all in with your own fitness journey is definitely one of the best things that you can do as a coach. And it's one of the vital behaviors, so it's not like it's any extra work. So that is one of your number 1 goals for the rest of the month that I'm going to challenge and encourage all of you guys to do. Moving on to some fun stuff, I want to talk a little bit about vision for 2015. So this is the fun part of our call. So I want everybody, for the rest of the month, your homework is to create your 2015 vision board. So I don't know if you guys have ever made vision boards or dream boards before. The old school way of doing it was to like cut out magazine pictures and clippings and paste them all together. But now there's all kinds of tools online that you can use. Oprah even has one. If you Google Oprah Dream Board, she has a little, you can drag and drop pictures and text in there to make your board. But this is a really fun project and I want everybody to do it. So I wanted to give you guys some ideas maybe to help you make your dream board. So in coaching, I see a lot of dream boards. I get them from, you guys on my team. I see them from other coaches in the Bombshell Dynasty and my success partners. And this is kind of a bunch of the common things that you see on people's dream boards. So, like there may be a new coach and their dream board may look something like this for the new year. They want to get in shape. They want to get debt-free. They want to read more personal development. They want to rebuild their savings and travel more and become a diamond coach. And we look at this dream board and we say, that's awesome. Those are all really great and positive things. But the key to a dream board is not just to put, general ideas up. The key to a dream board is to get really specific with your goals. So this is a good dream board, but what I want all of you guys to do is take a dream board from good to great. So I'm going to show you an example of the difference between this one and a dream board that has SMART goals. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this acronym, but SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. So this is how I want you guys to think about your dream board. And I'm sharing this with you guys. This is my 2015 dream board. I'm being really vulnerable and putting it up here for all of you guys because I never ask you to do something I'm not willing to do. So I'm not going to ask you to show me your dream boards if I'm not willing to show you my dream board. So here's mine with SMART goals all over it. So if we go back to this one, let's talk about the difference between this one and a SMART goal. So let's say on someone's dream board it says get in shape. Obviously, that's a great goal, but that's not a specific or measurable or timed goal. So maybe something would say to feel the most comfortable in my skin. That's specific. Or maybe it's to lower my body fat percentage by summer. Or maybe it's to hit my goal weight by my high school reunion. Those are more SMART goals because now you have a timetable. Now, when May comes and you haven't hit that goal yet, you could say, oh no, my goal was June and I haven't got it yet. I better kick my butt into gear. Okay, so maybe the next one would be being debt-free. Well, that is awesome. But how is that going to be specific and measurable and realistic and timed? Is it realistic to pay off $10 million in debt in a year? Probably not. So let's maybe break it down and say, well, what's something you want to do? So for me and my husband, we want to decrease his student loan by 50% next year. We want to pay off half of it in the next year. And then we have one small family loan that we want to pay back in full. And after that, other than the other 50% of his student loan, we'll be out of debt completely because we paid all of our credit cards off this last year. And then as far as other income stuff, I made my goal saying we want to have a 30% down payment on a house saved so that we can just pay that in cash and be done. We want to have 6 months of living expenses in an emergency savings account. That is specific. That's measurable. That's not just rebuild our savings. Because what does that mean? I mean, you could go through a whole year and put $200 or $300 in savings. Does that mean that you rebuilt your savings? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But having it down there saying, I want to have 6 months expenses in our savings by next Thanksgiving, that is a SMART goal. Okay, some of the other ones I had on here, I have stuff about our income. So, my husband and my biggest goals for the year are being able to completely replace our household income now, not just one full-time income, but we want to take it up to replace our entire household income to just be Beachbody income. We have some goals to be able to buy our first home or at least start the process of it by the end of next year. And then we have a goal of putting a big priority on our marriage this year. Our last couple years were really, really, really busy with having a baby and running 2 businesses, starting this coaching business. And so next year we want to make sure that we make our marriage a priority because October will be our 5-year anniversary. And so we thought, what better year to really focus and then maybe do some sort of fun vow renewal celebration for our 5-year. And then another one, maybe read more personal development books. Here is the SMART version of that. There's 12 months in a year. I'm going to read 1 book a month. That is a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time goal. So I want you guys to maybe carve out a little time to work on your SMART vision board before the end of the year. And then I would love if you guys feel open enough to be able to go and share it in our TeamBTFP team page, just to kind of put it out there into the universe, to make it real and tangible, to make it something that you can be accountable to. And then this time next year, we're going to go back and put big ol' X's over all of the goals that you guys achieved. So it's actually a really, really, really fun thing. A bunch of my success partners have been doing it from their ones from last year, and it's so fun to see all of the X's, especially over big, hairy, audacious goals. Like one of my big, hairy, audacious goals next year is to end the year as a 15-star diamond coach, and that is a really big goal for me. Is it a little bit crazy? Maybe, but why not try, right? Why not at least reach for the moon? Because even if I miss, I'll end up with close to 15 stars. So I'm going to try anyway. Okay, and now I'm going to wrap it up with a couple little tips to help you get through December. My Fab 5 is what I'm calling it. Okay, so when you're sharing and when you're talking about Beachbody stuff, this month, I want you to make sure you're thinking like an outsider. So a lot of times when we get really, really, really into Beachbody, we've been doing this for a while, we kind of forget that we have our own Beachbody language, that people outside of Beachbody have no idea what the things that we're saying mean. So I want you to try and like wipe your memory and remember back to when you were a new coach and you had no idea what a challenge group meant, or a challenge pack, or Shakeology, or Success Club, or any of those things. You didn't know what any of them were. And I want you to think like an outsider. So Bonnie Engel, I don't know if you guys follow her. She's a coach in the Bombshell Dynasty, and she's so funny. She's a really great one to follow because she has this amazing, hilarious personality, and she leverages it in such a great way on social media. All of her posts are so funny. She totally makes fun of herself all the time in an adorable and endearing way, and she does a great job of this. But one of her posts recently was about Shakeology. And rather than saying, I love Shakeology because it's got probiotics and superfoods and 5 bowls full of veggies and this percentage of this vitamin and that percentage of that vitamin and all of this kind of like scientific, kind of boring Beachbody.com copy and paste kind of feeling, she said, when you need something more than coffee but less than crack that tastes like a cake but nourishes like salad. That's how she described Shakeology. And I thought that was brilliant because to someone who knows nothing about Shakeology, that's a really great description. Like if I didn't know anything about Shakeology, I'd be like, that sounds awesome. I do need that. Right now, during Christmas, I need more than coffee, less than crack. Like that's where I need to fall. And so that's hilarious. And talking about how it tastes great, but is actually good for you. She found a funny way to say that in a way that to someone who knows nothing about Beachbody, to even maybe to someone who knows nothing about nutrition, that makes sense. That is an appealing thing. And so I know that that was a great way for her to share, to get people to kind of ask her more about it. Being public with your journey. This is the time of year more than ever to be brave and be public with your journey. You are a coach, and so as one of your main jobs is to be an inspiration. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to be public with your journey. Being very, very open with your own journey and your own progress, whether that means 2 steps forward, 1 step back, full speed forward, snail's pace, no matter what your journey is, there's no right or wrong. But sharing it is what helps you to not have to be a salesperson. I hope that makes sense. When you share your journey and people can see your real results because they know you and they trust you as a person, you don't have to sales pitch anybody. You don't have to be cold calling people because people will reach out to you because they're going to see, oh my gosh, I know Vanessa. I've known Vanessa for years. Vanessa wouldn't lie to me about something, and look at her. She has totally changed. Look at her abs. That's amazing. Like, look at all this energy she's talking about having. They're going to watch you, and they're going to see that, and they're going to think, I have to do what she's doing. I need to know what this thing is. And it's not a sell at that point because now they're already interested because you've shown them, you've proven by being a product of the product that this is something valuable for them, that this is something that works. So that kind of goes along with share versus sell. Look for ways to give answers to resolutions like we talked about in the beginning. Be a solution giver. So think about all the resolutions that are coming up and figure out ways to answer those for people ahead of time. And then lastly, remember the farmer analogy. We are planting seeds right now that are going to be reaped in New Year's resolutions. So do not give up in December. I want everybody, as your call to action, I want you to focus on committing to Success Club 5 at least for December. And if that means it comes down to the wire after Christmas, it comes down to the wire after Christmas, and we'll make it through, and we'll get into spring when everybody's thinking about New Year's resolutions and bikinis, and we'll know that we gave it our 110% in December, and if we can do it in December, we can do it any time of the year. I want you guys to go all in with your own fitness journey, and I want you to be as brave with sharing it as you can because your vulnerability is going to inspire and touch people in ways that no sales pitch, no verbiage ever could. And then I want you guys, lastly, as a fun call to action, to work on your vision board and try to utilize SMART goals when you're doing it. I want you guys to think about your goals and figure out a way to set them in such a way that they have a time on them, that they're measurable, that they are something that you can look at and say, yes, I achieved that by this time. Yes, I did that. I finished that. Perfect. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'm going to switch off screen sharing. We're going to go to question and answer for about 15 or 20 minutes. So please stick around.